Hello, drama friends. Today I want to talk to you about some of my favorite warm-up games for rehearsal and class time. So first of all, the why behind warm-ups. I have been guilty of just skipping warm-ups before for rehearsals. A lot of the time it's just you have so much to do, so much to get through, and a really short amount of time to do it. And I am so much like, let's be efficient, let's get it done. And I have at times like completely neglected the warm-up. Now, I've learned over the years that causes a problem on the back end. On the front end, it's like, okay, we're getting stuff done, but then you don't even get that buy-in to the rehearsal. Sometimes it takes people a while to get in and ready to do the work that we're doing. So actually taking the time to do the warm-up ultimately saves you time because you're not spending so much time trying to get people to where they need to be. You as a group are getting in the state you need to be together at the time of the warm-up. So don't be like me, don't neglect the rehearsal warm-up. Get into the actual warm-up game ideas. I just wanted to do a quick intro. So I'm Katie. I have my master's in educational theater, about 10 years of teaching and directing experience. And I'm here to pass on my knowledge and hopefully just give you some ideas that will help make your classes and rehearsals the best and most efficient they can be. Okay. The first category of warm-up games that I find very helpful are physical games. So this can be as basic as doing a guided relaxation or stretching together, doing some vocal warm-ups together. It all works together. Some just ones that I really like to get the energy going, get us going is the shakeout. So that's where you shake right hand, right foot, whole body 8 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then you do it 4, 2, 1. And then by the time you're at 1, everything's fast. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. It's important with this game that everyone is actually saying it along with doing it. That's how we really get the body moving, get the energy up. Another quick and simple physical one is passing the sound. So we get in our classic drama circle and everyone does some kind of movement and sound and it passes all the way through the circle and then the next person goes. So someone might do a big whoosh and then the next person says whoosh and then you pass it all the way around. And then the next person goes and they might say dunk or ding or whatever. This is one that once everyone knows the game, it can actually go really quickly and just take a few minutes. And it's good at everyone receiving and giving back the energy. It's one that initially might take a little bit of time in the learning phase because there's that fear of oh, what if I can't think of a sound and a movement? So if you do it towards the beginning of a rehearsal process or a class where maybe you have a little bit more of that time, then on the back end, it goes a lot faster and it can be a great one to get everybody going. The next category is partner games, and this can be great when they're run simultaneously, so it can still be quick and easy. I think the classic one that most of us know is the mirror, right? So you have partners and they are facing each other and one is the leader and the other person is following, and you do slow movements together and it's supposed to look like as if the two people are in a mirror. And ideally it's about focus, where if I were to just be watching, I wouldn't even know who the leader is because they're so on the same team with it. It's a classic for a reason. It's a good game that really allows for focus, for creativity, for problem solving with how we really make it flow. Another quick partner game could be having a conversation in character. So if you're working on a particular scene or if you are cast as characters in the play, you could just partner people up and then they're in character having a conversation together. So partner games, again, can be quick and easy, everyone doing it simultaneously, but you get a lot done. One more that I also like that can go in the physical category and the partner category is tug of war pantomime. And so you basically just pretend there's a rope to do tug of war, right? Partners. the partners have to do tug of war. And with this one, it's important that they understand it's not about trying to actually win the tug of war. It's about communicating with each other with this envisioned rope and doing an actual give and take with the rope. So you want to be going on both sides. The goal of the game is to make it where if someone was watching, you could envision the rope. And it can be a great one, again, for focus, for communication, to practice reacting skills as an actor. So simple partner games, but it's a great warm-up. Another category is character games. So one I mentioned was also a partner game where people can just talk in character. I also like to have a character party. So everyone starts walking in their characters and then you turn it into a party where they are actually interacting with one another, but in those characters. So responding as if in the play they're talking to that other person. And how would you respond? You can also do walking in character. There's so many ways to do the walking in character. You can be walking as if blank, so as if scenarios, as if you're running late, as if you just lost your job, as if blank objective. You can do walking where you're practicing with different body leads. And so if you're practicing with a head lead versus a chest lead versus a gut lead, etc. Another one that I really like is called the chair. I will admit this one takes a little bit more time and I've used it as a longer term one for rehearsal, but it can be really good for getting people to really understand their character and think about it. So it's, you just put a chair on the stage and one person goes at a time. And so the person walks up to the chair, sits down, realize they forgot something, and then goes off stage. And they're allowed to talk or not necessarily talk. So I run it. If I were Cinderella, right, I might, okay, I'm gonna walk on the stage and sit down as Cinderella. My shoe! Okay. So it's simple, but what takes longer is each person goes. And I have actually used this as an opportunity to give feedback. So some feedback I would give to myself with that one is maybe I was a little too stereotypically Cinderella and I could think about more dynamic choices. Maybe there's some compliments for me that there was some level of real commitment to it as I walked in, but you can use this one like that where it is like one person going at a time and there's an actual audience somewhere midway through a class or midway through a rehearsal process where you're really trying to delve in more to the character and you're wanting to take that time to delve in a little bit further and allow for feedback and an actual audience. That's why it's good with one like that if they've had a little time with the characters to get to know them first before just jumping in on day one. Some simple, quick group ones. I've already shared some of those like circle games, Pass the Sound in Motion. Another one that's fairly popular is Bibbidi Bibbidi Bop. That's a good one for like risk taking as well and getting ready for like risk taking in the actual rehearsal or class. So if you don't know it, one person stands in the middle and they just turn randomly to someone on the outside and say bibbidi bibbidi bop as fast as they can. Bibbidi bibbidi bop. And the person on the outside has to say bop before the person in the middle finishes the entire bibbidi bibbidi bop. I like to also do similar ones to this where someone's in the middle, but you can do different like animal sounds. So you can add like different commands. I did one where you actually have 3 people involved. So if I say elephant, the person in the middle like points to someone and says elephant, the person has to go unsurprisingly, an elephant. But then the 2 people on the side have to become the ears. So one person leans in this way, the other person leans in that way. And if any of the 3 forget, then that person switches out to be in the middle. And then you have some that are just one person with the animal one. So like frog, I would have them like say ribbit and do a little hop. Be aware if people have knee things, you might need to like allow them to adjust that. I mean, you can add like any number of animals you want with that. You can have the students help come up with some ideas. So again, like similar to Bibbidi Bibbidi Bop, you can get a little bit more creative and more into it with different ideas. The most important thing is to do the warm-up. Warm-up choices will suit the needs of your rehearsals. I have linked a blog post that has these ideas that I just shared, as well as a free warm-up generator on my website. So it has categories on the warm-up generator, like partner games, physical games. And so if you're just like, oh man, I know I want a physical warm-up, but I forgot to prep, I need a quick thing, you can use that link and just give you don't like one idea, you generate a new one. I hope that these ideas are helpful for you in your upcoming classes and rehearsals. Happy directing, happy teaching, and break a leg.